Yeah, g'day guys, Steve's from O.A.F Adventures here. Just cruising around up in northwest Victoria, in fact over the border in southern New South Wales. Just up here between Christmas and New Year's. So I've had Christmas at the in-laws at Swan Hill, and I've just come over the border, over the Murray, and just trying to find some sort of camping and fishing areas. Well, I've got the kayak on the roof, just have a bit of a play around in the kayak, but there's been a lot of floodwaters up here. The Murray's very high, full of black water. You get the black water when you get high water levels, and the water floods into a lot of the lower lying areas, the swamps and that, and you get a lot of vegetation rotting, and actually it's not very good for the waterway. It takes a lot of the oxygen out of the water, so you end up with a lot of fish kills. But very high levels at the moment. Had a lot of rain here. They're struggling to get the crocs off at the moment, and so yeah, it's a very interesting time up here, getting much more rainfall than they normally would through spring. So, and they've had rain overnight as well too. So, but you can see we're on dusty roads. They've had no rain here, so yeah, I don't think they're having any problems over this side of the border. But certainly last night there was up to 15mm of rain falling over in the Mallee there. So yeah, but anyway, we're just going to duck down a few of these roads and just see if we can find a couple of waterways. But yeah, not liking me chances. Most of the roads are closed, and this road's closed, so I think I'm going to. I'm on the Murrumbidgee Road, guys, and I'm just going to cut across the back of Newrong, but you can see it's very different country where we live. You can see some water laying in there in the side cuts. It's quite a lot of water around, but this is what I'm striking all the time. Road closed, so yeah. Just got the kayak on the roof and trying to find some of the creeks that aren't too badly affected by the floodwaters, but certainly through here I know was, but I was trying to get a bit further north, but all the roads seem to be closed. But anyway, we'll keep going. I'll have a look at that, have a look at the maps, and just see where we end up. Just pulled into Kayak to have a look, and oh, look at the little ducklings there. Just have a look at the boat ramp here. Obviously the boat ramp's down there, or actually down over there, but have a look at the water height here on the barbecue plate, halfway up the barbecue there. So yeah, it's still damp here, but you can see some of the fish that got stranded here. Not sure what species that is, but plenty of them around. Not sure what they are, little fingerlings of some description. But of course the black water is what's killing them, and probably some of them might have got stranded, but you can see the colour of the water here. Don't think I'll be catching any fish today. Oh look, there's a couple little fingerlings there. Plenty of them along the edge there actually. But yeah, there's a set of stairs I think go down there from memory, and there's a boat ramp down there, and that might be the top of the boat ramp there, but it's very high water, and you can even see on the sign over there how much higher the water's been and how much it's come down. So all this water, not sure whether you can see that or not, but someone's trying to do their bit to get some oxygen back in the water. They've hung their compressor in the tree, hooked it up to a pump station that normally pumps water out of the river, of course, and they're pumping oxygen into the water over there. Good on them. Got their compressor running full time. That's pretty cool. Well done. So Christmas 2022, Christmas New Year's actually, about the 28th of January, and just sort of spent a couple of hours driving through a couple of different rivers, through the Murray, over the Murray I should say, over the Walkill, and this is the Murrumbidgee. But the Blackwater event certainly keeps going. So yeah, you can see the watermarks on the trees. It's obviously dropped probably about 16 inches, so 400 mil, 40 centimetres. I'm just at Balranald now, along the river reserve. Now, I'm actually paddling over the river reserve. You can see the watermarks on the trees, so the water has actually dropped a bit. But and you can see picnic tables here and there and seats here and there, so yeah. So very high level, water gets out into all the swamps and all the lignum, and yeah, a lot of vegetation rots and causes the black water. But as it rots, of course, it takes the oxygen out of the water. So along the edge of the water you'll see the little fingerlings ducking up to the surface and grabbing a mouthful of air combined with water, I think they do. And there's plenty of yabbies and crays sort of walk up to the edge of the water. They can breathe out of water, so they can sort of get to the edge of the water and breathe. But unfortunately, a lot of the big cod and yellow belly can't survive it. And so yeah, you see a lot of fish kills. It is the way of nature. Yeah, but I'm still paddling through the river reserve here, so yeah. This is the mighty Murrumbidgee we're about to paddle into. Paddling over the river reserve. I've certainly seen a couple of sets of ducklings, and what is not ideal for the fish is somewhat better for some of the other animals, particularly bird life, I think. But these raw river red gums, they don't mind getting their feet wet. Not permanently, but they're used to all these floods over the years. Not something that's caused necessarily by man. Probably hasn't been helped by man. The dams are quite full upriver, and I don't think they're allowing enough capacity, possibly. Oh, look at that water flow. There you go. Damn. But yeah, this is the Murrumbidgee. I'll turn around and face down upriver. So that's the normal width of the river there, so yeah, you can see the tree lines there leaning out over the banks. And normally this is quite a sort of a taupe colour, or a little bit of a muddy colour river due to the carp in the water, and so yeah, but obviously now it's right in the middle of a blackwater event. So yeah, I've brought my fishing rod, sort of been travelling north out of Swan Hill, as I said earlier, trying to find somewhere to throw a line in, but with these blackwater events I won't bother. But I thought, just out of curiosity, I'll put the kayak in and we'll have a bit of a look. Yeah, we're planning to do a Tumut River trip, which is up in the Great Dividing Range, about, I don't know, probably 600, 700 k's east of here. And it's up in the Great Dividing Range, so up in the mountains. It's a dammed river, and it then travels down and joins this Murrumbidgee River. So I'll probably be up there in the next week, hopefully. We'll see how we go for time. But yeah, I'm travelling into the forest proper now. Again, this would be pretty good camp spots. It's probably a forest reserve where you're allowed to camp. But at the moment, no one's camping here. And to be honest, Christmas time is the prime time of the year for camping in these areas. It's currently 40 degrees, so everyone needs to, or likes to camp near the water, so yeah. That's a duck warning me off, saying get away from my ducklings. We'll just go out of our way. But you can see this would normally be just open forest. Pretty actually still, and I've got to say rainforesty in here at the moment. Sort of almost reminds me of Florida Everglades in a way. I think this area is actually a river reserve, so allowed to come in and camp in here. but obviously very bad timing for a blackwater event. And you'll see a sign over here, so there probably is a camping reserve here. We're in New South Wales now, so slightly different rules apply to camping on rivers and state forests and that sort of stuff compared to Victoria, where I'm from. Pretty fascinating though. So nice to have a bit of respite from the sun. It's 40 degrees, so yeah, pretty warm. A little bit cooler, there's just a little bit of breeze flowing through now, so it's just cooling off a little bit. Wow, the river spread wide. It's amazing how wide it is. Wonder what the bubbles are. They're coming up. Massive wetland here. Turn you around. Look at that. It goes miles. This is all from the Murrumbidgee River. So once I got back to the car, I drove over the other southern side of the Murrumbidgee and just grabbed the drone, but unfortunately the gimbal was gone on the drone, so forgive the really unstable footage here. But you can see when I'm talking about how big this wetland is and how massive it is, I'm over on the right-hand side of this picture at the moment. And so I was looking out to the south and just there was miles and miles of water. So yeah, as I go along here, I actually rotate the drone around, and again, just trying to give you a bit of a perspective of how wide the river had spread. It goes, you know, probably a kilometre out to the south of the Murrumbidgee, I'd say, just looking at that. So yeah, it was quite fascinating, a lot of water, and I paddled through a lot of that and did a U-turn, sort of went back towards the west a bit more, but very, very interesting. So I'm way out the other side of the river now. I'm probably 200 or 300 metres from the river, and I can see water another 200 or 300 metres in front of me. Which probably means at this point the river's probably well over a kilometre wide. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. See, all the trees have got multiple spider webs on them because the spiders have had to go to high ground. You can see that little branch there, it's got thousands and thousands of spider webs on it. Sure, if I look close I'd find lots and lots of snakes and lots of lizards up the trees. Haven't seen any yet, but they'd be there. So just cruising home now, guys. Had a bit of a paddle. Unfortunately we didn't get a fish, but nonetheless well worth the effort. Just always nice to come up into this southern part of New South Wales. I actually do love it up here. It's beautiful, especially some of the rivers. We obviously crossed the Murray to get over the border, but the Walcool and the Murrumbidgee and further over the Edwards, all beautiful river systems, and fished them a lot, well not a lot but a fair bit, and yeah, so I haven't been out ever on a kayak on them, so and obviously today's not the day with the big flood event that's going on and the Blackwater event, but nonetheless something that's always interests me. I've always thought I'd like to paddle out into those forest areas when it's in full flood. And yeah, it was very interesting. It's something that occurs naturally in those areas, and they sort of expect to flood every so often, and so it's nothing unusual for the ecosystem, but not something you see every day. So while I got the opportunity and I was up here for Christmas, I thought, let's just go and have a bit of a paddle around and have a look at it. So I chucked the kayak on, and there we go. I've been there, done that now, so very enjoyable. But really like coming up into this plains country. I really do like this open country. It is, it's saying 40 degrees. But yeah, that was a great little bloody, a little bit of a paddle around. I really enjoyed that, and it was very, very interesting. So yeah, well worth the trip. But anyway, guys, I'm heading home a bit of a different route just to see some different country, and head home for some leftover pavlova and a few more beers tonight with the father-in-law, and yeah, we'll see what we get up to over the next couple of days. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll hope to see you out in the water soon.